Welcome, you absolute degenerates, to Season 4, Episode 15 of Monster Mates. Spencer, please choose a number between 1 and 90.
41.
41 is a number you haven't chosen yet. Number 41 is Wendigos.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Oh, wait a minute.
Haunted Deer Mommy. Here we come.
Are we going off of that they were dead at first? That turned into Wendigo?
We're gonna find out now, won't we?
One of my only... Oh, she's cute, though. If that's the Wendigo we're going after, not the... Okay, what's the thing behind her?
We'll get to that. Now, won't we? But based
Does he have to watch?
I think it is a part of her.
Okay.
I'm assuming, at least. But based off of appearance alone, what are we giving this?
I'll give this, like, a 7.
I'm going to give
Maybe
this...
a 6.
I'm going to give this a cautionary 5. I'm giving this
fair.
I'm giving this a cautionary 5. All right.
Because I'm scared of the thing behind it.
That's fair. Oh, there's a little thing, another picture right there.
Oh, that's cute.
She looks super cute. All right. Anyways, let's see if the description adds any to that.
All right.
A race of beast men with a strange mode of life that lives in villages hidden by blizzards. The appearance of married and unmarried individuals differs greatly. Unmarried individuals appear like a young girl clad in an overcoat that completely covers and conceals her entire body, and one cannot tell what is inside. They follow around travelers roaming in snowy mountains and trail them from behind during blizzards. They excel in the art of self-concealment. They allow travelers to just sense their presence. But then, when the person hurriedly turns around to have a look, they will not be able to see them at all. After a while, they will call out to the traveler in a faint voice. This behavior leaves travelers with an eerie impression, but they themselves are actually an extremely warm and gentle race. Oh, okay, that's surprising. When they come across people in distress, they start following from behind out of concern. However, because of their shy and reserved personalities, they do not like to reveal themselves in front of people very much. So they try to guide people to the exit of the mountain with just their voice and a hint of their presence. If one senses their presence and listens to their words, one will always be able to find their way out of the mountains. On the other hand, there are many who get so creeped out that they cannot even tell that they are being guided and end up collapsing. In such cases, they are carried into safe places such as caves, where they can take shelter from the blizzard and the Wendigos will warmly look after them. In such circumstances, travelers will be able to see what they look like for the first time. Even though the girl will be entirely covered in the overcoat, the traveler can still discern the curves of her body and will hear her loving, caring voice. If the traveler is male, naturally he will anticipate and desire to reveal what is deep inside the overcoat. But if he does peek inside, he will no longer be able to safely return to the human world. Some men lose their minds the moment they behold darn it, I lost my place. Some men lose their minds the moment they behold her face and body. They howl like a beast while mounting the Wendigo, shove their steaming hot swollen penis inside, and begin to violate her, or so it is said. Then it seems these men carry the limp, senseless bodies of their lovers back to the Wendigo villages deep in the mountains and disappear. Additionally, a Wendigo can only hide her appearance in the mountains during blizzards. Once a traveler has safely left the mountains, if they turn around, they will be able to confirm what the Wendigo looks like. At that point, after having a look at the face of their benefactor, no small number of men will decide to return to the snowy mountains again. It is said that after a while, an unusual phenomenon will happen even to those that manage to safely leave the snowy mountain. They will experience anxiety and a feeling of depression like something is lacking, while at the same time their lust swells remarkably. Eventually, they will begin to hear their voice of the girl calling out to them. A strange amount of heat will gather in their nether regions, and they will become able to be active even in the middle of a blizzard without any issues. Then the man will follow her voice into the mountains to claim the girl, whose white skin he briefly glimpsed through an opening in her overcoat, as his own. Married individuals appeared clad in an overcoat that is way bigger than their body, as in the illustration, which is the one the other illustration that I think is on the actual page in the book. It is unnaturally dark to the point that you cannot see inside. Yet instead of hiding, the girls make their figure stand out as if showing it off. In stark contrast to unmarried individuals, if sighted during a blizzard, they are often mistakenly seen as terrifying, abominable snowmen, but they do not directly harm people. If one focuses their gaze to the utmost limit and peers deep within the darkness, one will vaguely be able to make out a figure. However, if one is able to recognize the true form of the one who lurks in the darkness and what he is doing with the young girl, the spectacle will be burned into one's mind, and they will be unable to maintain their sanity, or so it is said.
Okay.
So
that is the husband behind her.
Yes. Okay. Fascinating. This is a very interesting one.
It's weird. It's
So at the very least, she's not going to eat you.
She's not gonna eat you.
That's the positive.
I think she's cute. I like her design.
Mm-hmm.
I like the worry and gentle nature she has. I think that's very cute.
Yeah.
I like that she falls behind. I like that it's like if you turn back fast enough, you can see her.
Yep. But at the same time, once you do, sanity check has failed. If you see underneath the coat, you have failed the sanity check. There is no roll. You just instantly fail the sanity check.
I mean, if you saw a hot bitch, naked under a coat in cold weather following you, wouldn't you?
I mean, yeah, you're right.
Hello?
I would fail more than just a sanity check, but
no.
But yeah, so yeah. Loving and caring nature, very big positive for me at least. And the only thing I'm trying to think.
The insanity thing, not a super big fan of, just because I'm too big in I like having my brain.
Yeah, that's
in the
fair.
sense of I know what I'm thinking, I know when I'm thinking, but so the second something fucks with that, and it's like, oh, you're going insane. I'm like, I'm not the biggest fan of it,
right?
But this one is not. It's not full permanent.
Right, and at the same time, it even says some men lose their minds.
Yeah.
So you have a chance, actually. So I retract my previous statement. You have a chance of succeeding the sanity check.
Yeah.
But obviously, mileage may vary from person to person whether or not you succeed the sanity check.
Now, do you get a negative modifier if you're a degenerate, or a positive modifier if you're a degenerate?
I think you get a positive modifier. I think you get advantage if you're a degenerate.
You hear that, boys? We got advantage. We got advantage.
If you are not a degenerate, here's the thing. Actually,
if you listen to this podcast, you are a degenerate.
Yeah, you get. Well, yes, A and B. I would say the normal layman would get just a normal roll. And I would say more prudent men would get disadvantage.
Yeah, absolutely. They're just like, oh, I'm just a normal hiker, and oh my god, what is that? Oh no, I failed! But if you're a degenerate and you know what it is, and you look around, you're like, I know you! And it's like, oh fuck.
Oh my goodness. But also, I kind of like the super baggy overcoat sort of aesthetic.
It's cute.
Super adorable.
It's super cute. Super big baggy clothing on girls is I think it's just hot.
Especially if they're wearing nothing but the super baggy clothes. That is an instant turn on for me.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like that if that's super big for me, and then the cooking outfit, the
naked apron.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Big fan of that as well.
Absolutely.
And that's what I mean, this kind of is in that attire for girls that I wear really big baggy clothing that looks just hot when I'm wearing it. It's like, oh, that's such a big turn on. Because it's just so easy to move at that point.
Right. Let's see. So one thing that concerns me here is if you fail the initial sanity check if she brings you to her cave. Yeah. Because obviously you fuck her. You fuck her once you get your mind broken. But it's the sentence afterwards that leaves me a little concerned. Then it seems these men carried the limp, senseless bodies of their lovers back to the Wendigo villages deep in the mountains and disappear.
Yeah!
So I have no idea what that could mean.
Do they find love and stay there forever because they love it, or are they eaten and dead?
See, because here's the very dark corners of my mind that's with when I see that sentence. So basically, she either passed out or died from you having sex with her after the mind break.
She already died.
And then once you take her back to the village, I would say regardless if she passed out or died
she takes you back to the village, and you are the one that's limp.
Then it seems these men carry the limp since his bodies. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Why would you carry it back to the Wendigo village?
I don't know.
Like,
it might be because of the mind break thing, but I don't know.
I just imagine, like, girl, like, after hot sex is all limp biz, me wife. You wife now.
But either way, I imagine once you go back to these Wendigo villages...
Don't go back.
Well, yeah, but still, once you go to these Wendigo villages with the rather senseless, not lifeless, bodies of the Wendigo who took you into the cave, I imagine they just kind of eat you, maybe, because you know, it's not exactly clear whether she died or passed out, so if you harmed her, I imagine you're gonna get eaten. You're just gonna get torn limb from limb from the rest of the Wendigos.
I mean, that makes sense too.
They are carnivorous as well. It is clearly stated in their diet. They are carnivorous.
And it says wild animal too.
Well,
so.
yes, wild animals, etc.
Yeah,
so they eat meat in general.
So they would definitely eat you.
Yes.
In my opinion.
If they perceived you as a threat, more than likely you would get torn limb from limb.
You will be cannibalized by them.
Yes.
Well, not cannibalized, but just eaten prey.
Yes, indeed. But that is if you fail the sanity check.
And that is if you bring them back to the village, say, hey, found this on the road. Mind if I get back? Oh, no, I gotta stay? Oh, okay, what's that knife for?
Oh, my goodness. You act like they would use a knife and not just their claws.
I'm just saying, in the scenario.
That's fair.
I feel like if you met a hot girl, and you both were like, let's fuck.
Uh-huh.
And then after both consenting to fucking in the fucking snow.
Right.
And she's all limp, like, she's all dick drunk.
Yeah, okay, fair.
You're just like, bringing you to my place. Like, why would you bring it to her place?
I don't know.
Like, in this world of you're going down forest, you know, and
right.
next to your place, you're like, nah, you're mine now.
I'm trying to think. Okay, so I would say one negative for this is that obviously they live in like mountainous, snowy regions and very cold places.
Yes.
So I would imagine any sort of like brothel for these girls, you're basically gonna have to climb Mount Everest for this in order to get some, or the Appalachian Mountains.
Right, so you're saying like...
You need to dedicate yourself into the climb in order to bed one of these girls.
Gotcha, because I was thinking like, it was like, oh hey, we're next to some woods, and if you go out there at like either at late at night or in the evening, and then it's snowing, then they'll show up.
I mean, in the real life folklore, yes, that is correct. But in this particular instance, the habitat is snowy region, snowy mountains.
Yeah, so you gotta actually be in the mountains.
You gotta have a little bit of fitness in you so you can fit that dick in.
Beat me to it.
Yep.
So she can fit in this dick.
Oh my goodness.
But I like her design. I think if they all look like this in different ways, either busty or flat or whatever, I think they're very cute. I think they're I think they're adorable.
Absolutely. I'm trying to think of any other negatives because there's not really so much to go on for this entry, which is interesting.
It is kind of like left for interpretation on this one a bit when seeing whether or not you want to see this as a good thing or a bad thing. And I think majority of people, including me, is going to say, you know what, I can get behind this. Because the second you pick her up and bring her back to her own village, say, hey, I found this used towel rag, they're going to kill you.
Oh my goodness.
But if you don't do that and you have your sanity and you pick it up and go, wife now, and then you go back to your place, I think this is super cute. I think this is super lovable, especially if you live in the snowy mountains.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you're in the on vacation and you're in the snowy mountains, probably you don't want to do that.
Right, but if you're someone who's more adaptable to colder climates, this could be something super good.
Yeah, fuck that.
Oh,
Hate
goodness.
the cold.
Yeah, I know you do. All right, so I think we can give our final ratings for this.
I think I'll give this, like, a 7.
I will meet you on a 7 with this, actually.
Really?
Yeah, because obviously I gave my cautionary 5, but don't get me wrong, she's super cute. She's super adorable. I just wish there was a little more to know on so I could either increase or decrease. But overall, I myself think I would simply pass the sanity check.
We all would like to think we would.
Especially since I have advantage.
It's like the guy meme where it's like, nah, I'd win.
I will be that guy with the Wendigo girl. I'll be like, nah. I will pass the sanity check.
Nah, I'd win.
But either way, I'm gonna give this a solid 7. She seems super cute. I will pass the sanity check.
Yeah, I'll give it a 7 as well. I think it's a good monster. I don't think it doesn't hit our notes specifically, but I think it's above average.
It's got some good points to it for sure. But ladies and gentlemen, dear viewers, and listeners, I suppose as well. What would you rate a Wendigo girl?
And would you bring her back to her village or no?
If you liked this episode, feel free to give it a like. If you want to see more of this series, please consider subscribing. And if you want updates on the show, go follow us over on Twitter or follow me individually. And please give some support to the lovely artist who did the thumbnail for this episode. And we will see you in the next episode.
Thank you so much for your time. Have a good day.